My dear son, my dear daughter, it is I, the creator of all things, the one who has known you since before your first breath, and who will be with you until your last. I need to tell you about something that is happening right now, at this very moment, something that you cannot see with your physical eyes, but that is deeply affecting the life of someone very special to you. There is a shadow approaching someone you love, someone who is very close to you, perhaps even sharing the same roof, breathing the same air. And this shadow is not just a passing sadness or a difficult moment. It is something much more serious, something that can change everything if you do not know how to act. Have you ever noticed how sometimes the people we love the most are able to hide their deepest pain behind forced smiles? How they manage to pretend that everything is fine when inside there's a silent cry for help? Well, that is exactly what is happening right now. Someone very close to you, someone who is part of your daily life, is carrying a burden that seems impossible to bear. And the most worrying thing is that this person may be considering an irreversible decision, a decision that would change not only their life, but also yours forever. Listen carefully to what I am telling you. It is no coincidence that you are here now, watching this message. I have guided you here because I know that you have the power to make a difference. You have the ability to be the light that this person needs, the sign of hope that can completely change the course of this story. But for that, you need to understand that there is an invisible battle going on, a struggle between forces that you cannot see, but that are very real and very powerful. The person you love so much is being bombarded by destructive thoughts, by an inner voice that whispers lies about the value of their life, about how much they matter to you and to the world. It's as if a dark cloud has settled over them, blocking out all light, all hope, making them believe that there is no way out, that there is no solution to the problems they are facing. And the most painful thing is that often these people isolate themselves precisely so as not to be a burden to those they love, without realizing that by doing so, they are denying you the opportunity to show your love and care. Before continuing, I need you to do something very important with me. Write this mantra in the comments. The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness. This is not just a set of words. It is a declaration of faith that strengthens both you and the person you love. By writing this, you are creating a bridge of light between you, a channel through which my protection can flow more intensely. Now I want you to understand that recognizing the signs does not mean invading anyone's privacy, but rather being attentive with love and care. Perhaps this person has recently changed their habits of sleeping more or less than usual, withdrawing from activities they once enjoyed, showing irritability or sadness that seems to have no end. Maybe they've started talking about the future in a strange way, as if they don't see themselves as part of it, or have begun to say goodbye to things and people in subtle but significant ways. What you need to understand is that when a person reaches this point, it's not because they really want to leave, it's because they can no longer see any alternatives. It's as if they are lost in a dark forest and cannot find their way home. And you, my child, you can be the flashlight they need to find that path. Your presence, your love, your attention can be the difference between life and death. I'm not telling you this to scare you or to give you a responsibility that is too heavy to bear. I'm telling you because you have a strength within you that you may not even fully know. You have the ability to touch another person's soul, to convey hope where there is only despair, to be an instrument of healing and transformation. And right now, that ability is being called into action. But remember, you are not alone in this mission. I am with you, guiding every word you will say, every gesture you will make, every moment of connection you will create with that person. Together, we will get through this storm and find the sun that is hidden behind the clouds. From now on, every hug you give, every I love you you say, every moment of true presence you offer can be a seed of life planted in fertile ground. The first thing you need to understand is that this person is not just going through a difficult phase, they are facing a deep crisis of the soul, where every day seems like an impossible mountain to climb. And the most delicate thing is that these people often become experts at hiding their pain. They learn to smile at the right moments, to say the words everyone wants to hear, to maintain a facade of normality while inside there's devastating emotional chaos. You may be asking yourself, how could I not have noticed before? How could someone so close to me hide something so serious? The answer is simple, because they love you so much that they don't want to see you suffer. This person looks at you and sees light, hope, joy, and the last thing they want is to contaminate your life with the darkness they are feeling. It is a distorted act of love, but still an act of love. But now it's time for you to realize that there are subtle signs that may have gone unnoticed. Maybe they've started organizing their belongings in an unusual way, giving you unexpected gifts, or getting rid of things they used to consider important. Maybe they've changed the way they talk about the future, using phrases like "when I'm gone" or "after I'm gone" in a way they didn't before. These may seem like insignificant details, but they are silent cries for help. Now write in the comments, "I am now activating my spiritual protection shield." This statement is not just for you, it is to create a protective barrier around your entire family, especially the person who is suffering. By doing this, you are allowing my light to shine more brightly in her life. What happens is that when someone is in this emotional state, it's as if a thick fog has covered their vision. They can no longer see the good things in life. They can't remember the reasons why it's worth continuing. They can't feel the love you have for them. It's as if they're looking through a foggy glass where everything seems distorted and colorless. And here's something crucial you need to understand. This person isn't trying to be dramatic or get attention. They are genuinely suffering in a way that words cannot describe. It's a pain that goes beyond the physical, an anguish that permeates every thought, every breath, every heartbeat. And when someone reaches that point, thoughts of giving up everything begin to seem not like a terrible solution, but like the only way to make the pain stop. Often, these people begin to believe lies about themselves. They start to think that they are a burden to others, that everyone's life would be better without them, that they make no difference in the world. And these lies become so loud in their minds that they drown out all the truths, like how much you love them, how important they are, how much of a difference they make in your life. What if I told you that there is a way to break this destructive cycle of thoughts? That there is a way for you to be the channel through which my light can reach this person and begin to dispel the darkness. I'm not talking about magic formulas or instant solutions, but something much more powerful, the power of true love and genuine presence. You need to understand that sometimes the person who needs help the most is the one who insists they are fine. It's the one who takes care of everyone else, who always has a shoulder for others to cry on, who always finds the strength to support others. Ironically, these people end up forgetting to take care of themselves, to ask for help when they need it, to recognize that they are also human and also need support. The important thing now is for you to understand that this situation is not permanent. No matter how dense the darkness seems, no matter how impossible healing may seem, there's always a light waiting to shine. And you, through your love, your attention, your presence, can be the catalyst that allows that light to begin to penetrate the layers of pain and despair. Now I'm going to reveal something to you that may completely change the way you see this situation. The person you love is going through this not because they are weak or because they don't have enough faith. In fact, it is often the most sensitive, most empathetic souls, most connected to the feelings of others, who end up carrying burdens that are not theirs. They may be absorbing the negative energies around them, other people's worries, problems that seem to have no solution. And all of this has been building up until it has become unbearable. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be magnets for other people's problems? How they always end up being the support system for family members in crisis, friends in trouble, or overwhelmed colleagues. The person you love may be just like that. Someone who always puts others' needs before their own, who always finds the energy to help even when they are exhausted, who always has words of comfort even when they need to be comforted. And here's the painful paradox. Precisely because they are like this, because they are so caring toward others, They may be resisting seeking help or admitting that they need support. She may think she doesn't have the right to complain, that others are going through worse things, that she should be strong enough to handle everything on her own. It's as if she has created a suit of armor out of responsibility that has now become too heavy to carry. Before we continue, I need you to declare something powerful. Write in the comments, "My heart is light, and no evil can withstand this vibration." This statement not only protects you, but it creates a wave of positive energy that can directly reach the heart of the person you love. What you need to understand is that when someone reaches this point of emotional and spiritual exhaustion, small gestures can have a huge impact. A genuine hug can be like water in the desert. A non-judgmental conversation can be like fresh air to someone who is suffocating. An "I love you and I'm here for you" can be like a light at the end of the darkest tunnel. But there's something even deeper going on. This person is not only facing their own inner demons, but they're also being bombarded by external influences they don't even realize. We live in a world full of toxic energies, constant negativity, pressures that seem to come from all sides. And when someone is already vulnerable, these influences can intensify, creating a perfect storm of despair. It's as if they've been in a dark room for so long that they've forgotten there's light outside. They've grown accustomed to the darkness, convinced themselves that this is reality, that there is nothing beyond that dark, suffocating space. And when you've been in that situation for a long time, even small rays of light can seem blinding and fake. Here's something that may shock you. Often, these people reach a point where they feel they are protecting you by considering walking away for good. They look at you and see happiness, peace, hope, and they believe that your dark presence is contaminating all of that. It's twisted logic, but to someone who is suffering intensely, it may seem like the only form of true love they can offer. This is when you need to understand that your intuition is not deceiving you. If something inside you is screaming that this person is not okay, if you have a persistent feeling that something is wrong, trust it. Don't ignore that feeling just because she says everything is fine. Don't accept superficial answers when your heart knows there is something much deeper going on. And now I'm going to tell you something that could save a life. Presence is more powerful than words. We often try to fix everything with advice, with solutions, with logical explanations of why life is worth living. But for someone in that state, what really makes a difference is knowing that they are not alone. It is feeling that someone cares enough to simply be there, without judgment, without pressure, without expectations. Imagine that you are like a lighthouse on a stormy night. You don't need to shout instructions to the boat lost at sea. You don't need to explain how to navigate through the waves. You just need to keep shining, offering a point of reference, a direction, a hope that there is solid ground somewhere. Your consistency, your constant presence, your unwavering love can be exactly that for that person. But beware of a common trap. Don't try to be the savior. Don't take on the entire responsibility for that person's healing. You can be an instrument of light, a channel of love, a bridge back to life. But true healing comes from a much deeper place, from a connection with the sacred that only they can establish. Now I need to prepare you for something that may be difficult to hear, but that is absolutely necessary for you to understand. This person may be preparing for a final farewell. And the signs of this may be much more subtle than you realize. They may begin to express gratitude in an unusual way, thanking you for moments you have shared together as if they were taking stock of their life. They may begin to resolve issues that they had previously put off, as if they were organizing their departure. The most worrying thing is that many people in this state go through a period that psychologists call the calm before the storm. This is when she may suddenly seem calmer, more at peace, more resolved. And this can confuse you, making you think she is getting better, when in fact the opposite may be true. She may have made a final decision that has brought a temporary sense of relief. This false improvement is particularly dangerous because it can cause you to let your guard down at the very moment when she most needs your loving vigilance. It's as if she has found a solution to all her suffering, and that solution, however terrible, has brought her a sense of control she hasn't felt in a long time. Write in the comments now, "I am guided, protected, and strengthened by angels of goodness." This statement creates a protective net not only for you, but for your entire family, especially for this person who needs to feel that they are not alone in the darkness. You need to understand that when someone reaches this critical point, there is no point in trying to convince them with logical arguments about why life is worth living. It's no use listing all the good things they have, all the people who love them, all the reasons why they should go on. To someone in that emotional state, it's like you're speaking a foreign language. The words simply cannot penetrate the fog of despair that surrounds their mind. What really works in these moments is genuine connection. It's looking them in the eye and saying, "I don't fully understand what you're feeling, but I want you to know that I'm here. No matter how dark it seems, no matter how impossible the situation may seem, I won't abandon you." It's about creating a safe space where they can be vulnerable without fear of judgment. And here's something crucial. Removing means can save a life. If you suspect that this person is considering hurting themselves, discreetly make sure they don't have easy access to excess medication, sharp objects, or anything else that could be used impulsively. This isn't paranoia, it's smart prevention. Many attempts are momentary impulses, and if you remove the opportunity, you may give them time to pass. But perhaps the most powerful strategy is to involve them in future plans. Not big plans that may seem impossible, but small things that create a bridge between today and tomorrow. Let's watch that movie you wanted to see next week. I'm planning to make that recipe you taught me over the weekend. Remember how we promised to visit that place together? How about we plan it for next month? These small future commitments may seem insignificant, but for someone who is considering not having a future, they can be powerful anchors. It's as if you're saying, "I'm counting on you. I hope you'll be here. You're part of my plans." It's also important to understand that this person may be testing your love for them in unconscious ways. They may create conflict, pull away, or act in ways that seem to push you away. But that's not because they don't love you. It's because they're checking to see if you'll give up on them. If you'll confirm their internal narrative that they don't deserve love, that it would be better for everyone if they weren't there. Don't fall into this trap. When they try to pull away, move closer. When they say harsh things, respond with kindness. When she tries to create distance, build bridges. This doesn't mean accepting destructive behavior, but it does mean seeing through the pain and responding to the wounded heart that is crying out for help behind the anger or coldness. Remember, no one really wants to die. What people want is for the pain to stop. And when the pain is so intense that it seems impossible to bear, the mind can begin to consider drastic alternatives. But if you can offer relief from that pain, if you can create moments of respite, of connection, of hope, you can completely change the trajectory of that story. There is something I need to reveal to you about the exact moment when you can make the biggest difference in this person's life. It is now. Not tomorrow, not when you have the right words, not when you feel more prepared. It is right now, with all the human imperfection you carry, with all your own insecurities and fears. Because true love does not wait for perfection, it acts with compassionate urgency. The truth is that this person is facing what I call the darkest night of the soul. It's that moment when it seems like the entire universe has conspired to make them give up, where every thought is torture, where even breathing seems like an unnecessary effort. And it is precisely in this moment of greatest vulnerability that your intervention can be miraculous. You need to understand that when someone is in this state, their perception of reality is completely distorted. It's as if they were wearing sunglasses in an already dark room. Everything seems even darker than it really is. They can no longer see the colors of life, feel the warmth of the sun, or hear the music that is still playing around them. Now, before you continue, write in the comments, "I am protected by invisible forces working in my favor." This statement not only strengthens your own energy, but creates a protective current that extends to the person you love, enveloping them in a spiritual safety net. What you may not realize is that this person may be living each day as if it were potentially their last. They may be looking at simple things, a cup of coffee, a song on the radio, the face of someone they love with a different intensity, as if they are silently saying goodbye. And that's not poetic or romantic, it's terrifying and devastating. But here's what you need to know. Even in the deepest abyss of despair, there's a part of the human soul that still cries out for life, for hope, for connection. It's a small, almost imperceptible flame, but it never goes out completely. And you can be the wind that fans that flame until it becomes a bonfire again. The key is to understand that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to be a professional therapist or have magic words that will heal all the pain. What you need is to be genuinely present, offering your raw, real humanity. Sometimes the most powerful phrase you can say is, "I don't know what to say, but I love you and I'm here." There's a powerful technique I want to share with you. The power of silent presence. Sit next to that person, even if they are watching television, reading, or just staring into space. No forced conversation or attempts to cheer them up are necessary. Just be there. Your physical presence communicates something that words cannot. You are not alone. I choose to be here with you. And notice the little things that can reveal a lot about their emotional state. Has she stopped taking care of herself in the usual way? Is her hair unkempt? Her clothes chosen without the care she used to take? Has she lost interest in food she once enjoyed? These may seem like insignificant details, but they are like footprints in the sand, showing the path she is walking. Here's something that can save a life. Create routines for connection. Not big events, but small daily rituals. A coffee together in the morning. A short walk in the late afternoon. 5 minutes before bed to share how your day went. These routines create structure, predictability, a reason to keep going until at least the next time you see each other. You also need to understand that this person may be carrying heavy secrets, unresolved trauma, guilt that eats away at her, fears that seem irrational to others but are devastatingly real to her. And she may be convinced that if you knew these things, you would reject her, judge her, stop loving her. That's why it's so important to create an environment where she feels she can be completely vulnerable without consequences. Where she can cry without you immediately trying to fix the tears. Where she can talk about her deepest fears without you minimizing or trying to rationalize them. Where she can be a complete emotional mess and still feel loved and accepted. And here's something crucial. Don't be afraid to talk directly about suicide if you suspect it's a real consideration. Many people avoid using the word, thinking they'll put ideas in their head or make the situation worse. But the truth is, talking openly about it can be a huge relief for someone who's suffering. It's like turning on a light in a dark basement. Suddenly, the monster that seemed gigantic in the shadows reveals itself to be smaller and more manageable when illuminated. You can say something like, "I've noticed that you seem to be going through a really tough time, and I'm worried. Have you thought about hurting yourself or not wanting to be here anymore?" This direct question, asked with love and without judgment, can open the door to a life-saving conversation. We have reached the most crucial moment of this revelation, and I need you to understand that everything we have talked about so far converges on this point. You have the power to completely rewrite this story, not because you are special or have supernatural powers, but because true love, when channeled with purpose and urgency, can literally bring someone back from the brink. The person you love is currently at a crossroads. On one side, there's a path that leads to total darkness, where the pain finally stops, but where everything also ends. On the other side, there's a path back to the light, which may seem impossible to walk, but it is there, waiting. And you, through your actions in the coming days, can influence which path they will choose. But before I give you the final guidelines, I need you to declare something powerful. Write in the comments, The presence of angels surrounds me and protects me in all ways. This statement not only protects you in this delicate mission, but also calls on heavenly forces to act directly in the life of the person you love. Now I want you to understand that the next few days are critical, not in a way that should paralyze you with fear, but in a way that should inspire you to conscious action. Every interaction you have with this person, every word you say, every gesture you make, can be a seed of life planted in fertile soil. And even if you don't see growth right away, those seeds are germinating. There is a specific strategy I want to share with you. Become irresistible through authenticity. Stop trying to be strong all the time. Stop pretending you have all the answers. Instead, be vulnerable too. Share your own fears, your own struggles, your own moments of darkness. This creates a bridge of empathy that can be extremely powerful. When you allow yourself to be human in front of someone who is suffering, you are saying, we are both on this imperfect journey together. You don't have to carry this pain alone. It's the difference between trying to pull someone out of a hole by yelling instructions from above and climbing down into the hole to climb out with them. And here's something that might surprise you. Celebrate small victories with the same intensity you would celebrate big achievements. Did she take a shower today? That's a victory. Did she laugh at something silly on TV? That's a victory. Did she agree to go for a quick walk? That's a huge victory. For someone who is just struggling to keep going, these small acts are mountains moved. You also need to take care of yourself in this process. Saving someone you love doesn't mean sacrificing your own mental health. It's like the instruction on an airplane. Put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others. You can't offer energy you don't have. You can't give love from an empty tank, so keep up your own self-care practices. Keep doing things that bring you joy. Keep cultivating your own spirituality. Keep connecting with people who support you. This isn't selfish, it's sustainable. It's ensuring that you have enough emotional resources to be there when she needs you most. Now I want you to visualize something with me. Imagine this person a few months from now, smiling genuinely again. Imagine them thanking you for not giving up, for seeing through the darkness and betting on the light that still existed within them. Imagine them telling someone, "There was a time when I almost gave up on everything, but someone who loves me very much helped me find my way back." That vision isn't just a beautiful dream, it's a real possibility that's within your reach. And the key to turning that possibility into reality lies in the small, consistent actions you take from here on out. It's in the warm good morning you say every day. It's in the extra hug you offer. It's in the sincere question about how she's feeling. It's in the presence you offer without an agenda, without trying to fix things, just being there. Remember, you are not alone in this mission. I am with you, guiding every step, inspiring every word, strengthening every gesture of love. Together, we will get through this storm and find the rainbow that always appears after the heaviest rain. This person's life depends on the choices you make in the coming days. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let uncertainty stop you from taking action. Trust the love you feel. Trust the intuition that brought you here. And trust that when two people come together with the purpose of preserving life, miracles happen. If this message touched your soul in any way, if you felt that it came to you at the exact moment you needed to hear it, I want to invite you to something special. Subscribe to this channel and be part of a community that believes in the transformative power of love. Here, you're not just watching videos, you're connecting with people who, like you, understand that every life matters, that every story deserves a happy ending. Tell our community in the comments how this message touched you, what insights you gained, what actions you plan to take. Your words may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Together, we are stronger. Together, we can save lives.